Hey everybody, welcome to the 702 Rocks podcast. I'm your host, Michelle Roxy Davis. I'm the social media MD, and I love to podcast about all sorts of different topics. Today on the show, it is, January 1st, so it's the new year. It's 2016, and I wanted this podcast to be about growing in 2016 because there's a lot of things, that everybody endures. And I want to kind of go over some of those factors personally. So, all of my fans can kind of understand where I'm coming from, and maybe if they can relate, then, feel free to subscribe and throw out some insightful information or tidbits of, what you think about growing in 2016. I'm here with my co-host, Lance McGowan. He is Essential Oils Me and Tropical Smoothie Guy. You can find him on Instagram and also Facebook and Twitter. But Lance, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Happy New Year.
Yes, Happy New Year's.
What did you do last night to celebrate?
I spent some time with some friends. We had, and then I just chilled and then just worked on some other little projects. And
just relaxed.
Yeah, I took it easy. I was off the streets of
I was too.
the strip where there's the craziness.
Yeah. What's really cool is that if you stand on my balcony, you can see the stratosphere, and you can see the whole strip, but not as much as you can see the stratosphere, and the fireworks are just going off, and it was just like everyone was screaming. It's so fun because on New Year's in Las Vegas, it's so exciting. There's a lot of stuff going on. So today, now it is the new year, and we're talking about growing with the year and how falling back on maybe some of the things that we encounter throughout 2015 we can kind of reflect on and find some of our weaknesses to strengthen, and maybe not strengthen so much of our strengthening points, because for me, I want to grow, and I feel like falling on the things that I need to reflect on to change in a positive way is certain things that I grow. I don't sit here and necessarily find all of my strength and strong points and what I do so good at. I don't want to do those all the time. Those are instinctful things that I already know that I'm pretty good at. So, Lance, what do you feel about growing in 2016?
I think about a quote from Jim Rohn that basically says you're an average of the 5 people closest to you. And when I think about growing in 2016, I want to surround myself with people who are going to help me go to the next level in all areas of life, not just one area. I recently saw somebody that was posting something on Facebook in their timeline about success, and she was more defining it around the monetary or financial realm, which is, I believe, a part of success, but it's not the whole picture. Because I believe, we have, and she even knew that too, because she had to go to the hospital for a lot of different health issues, and she realized that if her health is not in a good spot, she can't pursue the whole financial realm of her life and be a quote unquote success. So, so for me, it's about looking at the mental, the emotional, the financial, the physical, the spiritual. Where am I at in all these areas, and how can I surround myself with people who have strengths in those areas so that I can take best practices really from them and then just grow myself and acknowledge where I'm at, but not necessarily stay there. It's like looking at the goal and then making sure I have really just a team of awesome people around me that can help me get there.
So big shout out to Green Smoothie Girl.
Yeah, that's right.
And everything that you do on your Instagram page is very inspiring, and it educates others. And I definitely have to agree with that example that you were just explaining, because for me, I tell people, it's not being egotistical or selfish, it's being protective in your survival mode. When you sit here and you let yourself get sick, even for me, if someone says something bad to me, if I don't watch it, it will reflect my entire day. If someone, excuse my language, is a bitch to me, I unfortunately, if I'm not careful, I find myself being a bitch to others, because that energy carries, and it's like being a magnet in those certain elements can get you sick. And I also feel like if you are around people that don't care for your well-being, who are jealous of you, who undermine you or don't respect you, then you're going to find that you get sick around those people. And I find that if you're around people that are caring, if they really, really understand you, they take the time to want to understand you, and then they help you grow.
Yeah.
And they're personal in a nice way to say, hey, I love you and I'm your friend and I want to help you in these areas without you taking it personal. I think certain people like that are those people help you grow rather than the people who make you sick. And for me, I have so many of those personal issues that I kind of want to get over, because growing every year is very, very important. But nowadays, with being on social media and you're reflecting on so many different other people's emotions being a TV host. And when you're trying to at least hone in on your own personal feelings, it's hard to do that when you're measured around so many different areas where you're trying to impress or grow in money for career-wise, but that also is not who you are inside. And as I've interviewed so many people along the road, I have found flat out 100%, when people make too much money and they're all corporate and they all care about just money, they get sick. There's so many issues that, and I say this 100% of the time, every single person that I've interviewed about that has said it has been a 180-degree flip, not 360 because they'd be right back to where they started, but 180-degree flip, that when they saw that, they changed it, they changed what they did for a living. You're an extreme example of that. You worked in a corporate job, making great money, went to college and university, did your homework, did all that stuff, making great pay, and then all of a sudden you're like, you know what? I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that was because although I had the comfort of a steady paycheck and the job security to maintain a certain quality of life, I think the purpose and significance and meaningfulness aspect was definitely missing. I mean, there were times where I dreaded going to work because of all the things I had to do, and and not that I don't, I always tried to look to solve issues. I mean, that's what I was focused on, is solving problems with creative solutions. But when you kind of hit glass ceilings, or you kind of are surrounded by that environment that's the opposite of what we're looking for. You're surrounded by toxic, negative people, that don't want to change, but just only complain. That's hard.
And I see that the weekend is kind of the time where they sit here and say, "Oh, the weekend's a time to relax with your family." No, I feel that when people are in toxic jobs, the weekend is the one time that they're able to rehab themselves back to health and start all over again and go through all of that. I don't want to call it slavery, but in a way, it's almost like a energy sucker, because I see both. Right now, I see it more in my dad, but I also I saw it in my mom, that when they both worked 30 years in a corporate job, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and then finally they stopped, a certain sense of them, they didn't know who they were. They had to kind of come back to reality, and it's like they were almost like 19 all over again. And they go through the whole downward spiral of, what do I do with my life and who am I? And I mean, when you're in your 50s, when you're in your 60s, that's super hard. So I find that every year when you're reflecting on what can I do better, how can I strengthen myself, it's not just on a personal level, but it's more like on a corporate level. Like, do I enjoy my job? Do I enjoy what I'm doing? Is this building me happiness? Because I personally don't want to be 60 years old having a great retirement pay, having great money come into me, but not knowing who I am.
Or have all the best years behind you and not feeling like you could have, pursued your dreams earlier. And I just posted a video because I read a statistic on it was from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, and they said that people from the ages of 18 to 48 have on average 11 different jobs. And
I've been there, done that.
Yeah.
I've done everything from breeding and grooming dogs, getting my AKC license, getting my real estate license, wanting to be a musician, trying to pursue my dream as a personal trainer, thinking, oh, maybe I would like to be a masseuse.